Alright, so in this video I'm going to walk you through how to create and some basic setup of a Google site. So again, you would just go up here and you can click Sites if you want, or if you're already in a folder where you want the site to be linked to, you can click New and More and a Google site. And you can create and share, so I'm sharing this folder with Allstat, so she would also have access to this site if she wanted it. And this is what shows up. So the first thing you'll want to do is give your site a title. Okay, and then you can, again, title it here. Here's how you change images. You can upload or you can select an image. Google has lots of stuff in here for you. You can pick from your drive. You can get a URL search. I mean, you know, the general stuff. It will adjust kind of the coloring and the color of the text to make sure that it's super easy to read. So if you want to add pages to your site, you just add a new page and call it whatever you want and say done. And once it's added this page, there's a few things you can do. So you can set it as your home page. If you have this page set up in such a way, like in one of my classes, the first 5 weeks, they do the same thing on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And so week 1, the way it was set up, I wanted that for week 2. So I just duplicated that page and then changed some numbers and some dates within the page. Okay, you can rename it. You can create a sub page. So in that class that Allstat and I are teaching together, English is a page and the sub pages in there are all of my tabs and assignments, and then algebra is a page and all of its sub pages are assignments and things like that. So then you can create the sub page. If you wanted to do, you know, here you wanted week 1, if you wanted to run your class this way, let's say, we'll call this page week 1, and then we'll call this page Monday. It's all about how you would like to organize your class. This is much easier to use than, let's say, organizing the Google Classroom because it does have the drag and drop functionality. So I can just move these around. I can insert this in here. Okay, so it's a little bit more user-friendly when it comes to that. This I can change my header type, so if I wanted it to be a large banner or if I would just want a banner because I like pictures on everything, which I do, and I want a different image, there we go. Okay, but let's say that I want to use a different color theme. You just click over here to themes, and if you want green to be the color that each thing posts as, if you want a different font, okay, there's not a ton of options. But then within your options, you can kind of select how you want that to show up. Google just does a lot of automatic formatting for you, which is kind of cool and kind of crappy all at the same time. So if you wanted to duplicate a page, then you just hit duplicate and then name it whatever you want. So I would call this 3 and say done. Unfortunately for me, I figured this out after I had just created a whole bunch of pages over and over and over again. So that was kind of frustrating, but happy news for you. We know how to do it correctly now. You'll see up here that I have names going across the top. If I don't want that, if I want side navigation, okay, so then that's how the side navigation will work, okay? So there's just these two. Either you get top navigation or you get side navigation, but that's how you can change the appearance of those. And anytime you make your site, you can add another editor. So if you are joint teaching a class with somebody, you can add them to it. Okay, so down here you just type in their email. you can prevent them from publishing or changing access or adding new people if you want, or within here, she can edit or she can own it. So I created this site, so I'm the owner of this site, but that doesn't necessarily have to be the case, okay? You can change owner settings, but that's just if you would like to collaborate on this class with somebody else. If you want to see what your site is going to look like to your students, you just hit preview. Do not copy this and give it to them as the access. That won't work. I'll show you how to do that in the next video. But this is just so you can kind of see how your site looks. And you can see how it looks on an iPad or an iPhone or a computer. So that's kind of cool. But those are just some basics about setting up a site. Oh yes, let me walk you through just putting in some text. How about that? So if you want to insert a text box, it's just going to pop a box down there. You can have it with a white background, a gray background. You can have it with whatever your color palette options are as a background. You can insert an image, okay? And then you can create a heading, or you can make it a subheading, title. So this is just font size. You can change the orientation on the page. You can delete it. Okay, but that's how you add in a text box. And if you want to add an image, you can, let's say that I want a puppy. Okay, and then I just select that puppy, and boom, there's the puppy. Okay, so let's say that I want to add text next to the puppy. Sorry, I had to change my recording. You just click text box, and it's going to pop a box below. And if I want this box, if I want this to be next to the puppy, I have to move the puppy picture. So you'll see that there's these lines that things must fit within. So if I want the puppy to go next to this text, I'm going to have to make my text box smaller. So I just move the text box over, and then I pull the puppy down, okay? So, or if I want this text box in here next to that, and then I want the puppy, if I want it all in one, there we go. Okay, so it's just a little bit of dragging, dropping, navigating. I can make this picture really big if I want to. Okay, I can move this one up here. Of course, now these guys have locked themselves together, but you get the idea. It's just pretty much all drag, drop. If I want a divider, so I want to divide up some things, I do that between assignments usually, you just add in a divider. So that's pretty basic, how to insert some images, how to insert some text. If you want to make this puppy a link, then you can either link it to a page or you can link it out to the internet. So I want to find some puppy facts. All right. Oops, that's not what I want. Okay. So I'm going to copy this. I am going to paste my link there and say apply. So now my puppy picture, if you click on it, you are going to be taken to dogtime.com. All right. If you want to, same thing for the text. If there's something you want to link, then you just paste the link in there and do apply it, and it will underline it. So you know that that is hyperlinked. So there's some basics about setting up a Google site. If you have any questions, need any help, let us know.